Hi there, here I am again. So last time I showed you how to do the basic 9 block. As I said, I'd do that and then show you today. So there it is stitched together. You can see all the points match. So we've literally just done on this one we've done the 4 blocks. These aren't stitched, and then just stitched first in pairs and then into do the columns. So there it is at the back, and this time there's 1/4 inch seam allowance. Right, so that's that. So today I'm going to do 3 blocks. So for this I've done a block that's 3-inch square, 3-inch square, 3-inch square, 3-inch square. So all of the blocks that I'm doing in this is going to be 6 by 6. So anything that ends up as a 6 by 6 will go together, because then they'll all fit together. So for this one I've got 2 blue, plain blue, and then I've done 2 that I stamped. Now a few weeks ago I showed you how to stamp using the thickener and the paint. So if you don't know how to do that, if you look back at that video, that is on there, so that'll show you. So I've done an A4 sheet of these and then cut them down to 3 by 3. So that's all we need for this block. It's a real simple block. So for speed, I'm just going to put some spray adhesive on here. You do it a lot quicker. Don't need very much. And when you heat these, you will find that the adhesive spray fails with heat. So what I usually like to do is just put a little blob of adhesive PVA. I use Phil's glue because it doesn't show through. If you're going to be patient and leave it to dry properly, then you will find that it'll be fine. But if you're in a rush, I like to use Phil's glue because I think the water content's a lot less in it. So A, you need very little, and B, it doesn't come through onto your finished design. So I mean, this is a real basic design here, but when you join them together, it does look quite good. So there's your second one, and obviously, you know, it goes without saying that you can use any colour. You don't have to use blues. You can use any of the lovely colours that are available, depending on what you want your finished design to be. And then we'll do the last one. So there's our finished piece, and as I've said before, all I do is I just trim down, save all this paper because it comes in handy if you paint it with your plain colour, if you've got a smaller tub for your marbling, whatever you do, but don't throw it away, it's just wasteful. So there's that one, and rather than keep going along with the heat press, what I've done is that is what the design looks like when it's finished. So I'll go ahead and do 4 of these and then stitch them together, and I'll show you all of them at the beginning of the next video. So I'll put that one aside. Now I thought going along the lines still of the 4 3 by 3. So what I've done here is, again, it's exactly the same as I did before, but this time I've used my pencil to mark a triangle. So each of these are triangles now rather than squares. So for this one we're going to use again two squares, but this time each of the 3 by 3 squares is cut into a triangle. So all you do to do that are fairly easy. You've got your how I do it, you get your square, use a very sharp pencil, which I haven't got here, your ruler, and then you just do point to point, and then I've just cut them in half. I find it easier to do with a pair of scissors, but if you want to use a guillotine you can. So that's that. So I've got 2 squares of each, which I've cut all into triangles, and here I've used orange and blue. So again, I'm just going to spray this with some spray adhesive, just a little bit. And as I said before, I just like to just put a blob of glue just around. That just means that when you heat it, if it does happen to fail, you've got a little bit there without. If you don't want to use the spray, you don't have to use the spray. It's just I'm doing it for speed, so it speeds up, so it's fast rather than wait for the glue to dry. So what I recommend is if you start in the centre with these and line up your centre panel. So line up your centres and your edges. Gone a little bit wrong on that one, but that's alright. And then you line this one up again, edge to edge. So there we are, we've got, there's your one square. And then move on to the next one. So we get our orange one first. Line it up. Edge to edge. And then your opposite colour again. Oops, Daisy at the start on this corner says it's a bit easy. Line up there. And there. So there we've got our second piece, then move that round. Again, it's opposite, so we want the blue next, which will go in the centre. Line it up with the centre panel. Line it up there. Get your second orange piece. Like those. And oops, Daisy. Second piece, which gives us our next one, and then move around once more so we know that our orange piece is going to go in the centre. Line that up with the edge, and then with the blue, and hopefully, you know, doing these blocks, giving you some ideas. I mean, obviously, you know, if you've got your own quilting blocks that you want to do, you can. It's just I thought, you know, just for a few weeks I'd just show you some different blocks. So there we've got that pattern, and when we press that we're going to get this design afterwards. So I'll go and do again, I'll do this, stitch it together, and then the beginning of the next video I'll show you the 4 panels put together. And then finally, another one that you can do exactly the same. So I've marked off again 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, and this time I've got my pencil line and I've gone edge to edge. So I've divided again all of the squares into triangles, but it's still your 3 by 3 each one. So again, you've got your square, 3 by 3 square, cut in half, and we're going to need 2 blue squares, 2 orange squares, or whatever square you're going to use. I'll just quick spray that again. And a little dab of glue just for security. So on this one, you'll probably recognise this as soon as I get going. This one I always line up the centre, again always going from the centre, edge, there we are, so that is your first triangle, and then move this round, again lining up with your centre, oops, peel that back again, centre, just need to pull that across a bit, haven't put quite enough glue on there, but that should be alright. So then we move on to our next blue one, again into the centre, edge, and another little orange one, into the middle, then to your edge, there we are, so that's our second. And then we're going to line up again with the centre. Oops. Next one. Next orange one into the centre. And to the edge. There we are, and that's your third. And you can probably see what it's going to be coming out like now. Take the next one, and then we want to do that into the centre. Edge. And then finally the last one, the last orange one. Want to mark that into the centre. Edge, and there we are. So that gives us the pinwheel. You probably recognise it as we're going, and I haven't got one of these to show you, but you can see how that's going to look. I mean, I've done a very small one of these, and that's brilliant. Like, I've actually done the 1 centimetre ones and divided that in, so that's really a nice design to do that with. So I'll get that printed, I'll get that transferred, and stitch them together, and then at the beginning of the next one I'll show you all three together finished. Alright then, like I always say, if there's anything you want me to cover, leave the messages underneath and I'll do my best to include them into another. Oh dear, filthy hands. That's one thing with that spray, if you put your finger in it, it picks up loads of dirt. Yeah, so leave your suggestions, requests, everything down below, and I'll answer them or include them into another video. Alright then, I'll see you soon. Take care, happy quilting, enjoy them, bye.